Welcome back, my spooky little cinephiles. You are watching the fourth episode of the Horror Lens podcast, and it is presented by Forever Entertainment, produced by Anthony and Mandy Caimano. Tonight, we're diving into Scream Masters, and I'm thrilled to welcome a powerhouse guest. Her name is Shelly Amos. Shelly's been acting for years, from dinner theater to documentaries, indie films, and pilot projects. She's a producer, a storyteller, and a counselor with over 38 years of experience working with the mental health and youth justice, high-risk populations, giving her depth and authenticity to a few characters that can match. Get ready, this episode is going to be killer. May I please welcome my guest tonight, Shelly Amos.
Hello. How are you?
How are you tonight?
Oh, awesome. It's Friday.
I'm going to turn it up here. Hopefully it's turned up well. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. I just finished watching True Hauntings. So I'm revved up for this video for sure for tonight.
You're getting yourself scared or what?
Oh yeah. Actually, it's my second time watching it. It's on Netflix. It's really good. It's based on a true story. So
those are the best ones.
Yes, especially when
True Haunting.
Yeah, True Haunting on Netflix.
I'm gonna have to add that one to my. I'll be. You know what? Thank you for giving me something to watch while I paint my living room. I'll put it on. I'll listen to it. Well, I'll probably be. Do I have to watch it? It's one of those movies you have to watch every single second, or you will be on your edge of your seat.
There's parts that you don't need to. You can be doing a couple of walls, but then after that, you can just. I don't know. There's certain parts that I really don't want to miss. So when it gets creepy, you won't even know. So maybe do.
Yeah, this is when you have to sit down and watch it. Go.
Yeah.
Well, before we dive in, we're going to do a quick shout out. Mandy and Anthony and Forever Entertainment have introduced a brand new merchandise line called The Final Girl. Whether you're a survivor, a slasher fan, or just love horror style, you will love the new t-shirts that we have coming out. There's hoodies, t-shirts, accessories. Grab your gear and show off your inner final girl. And they will be available actually next week at the Tattoo Horror Convention. Sorry, it's not a horror convention, but hey, it is. It's sort of a tattoo horror convention. It's the Flower City Tattoo Convention in Rochester. There's the dates. Mandy and Anthony will be there with Ari Lehman, who is they did the Flower City Butcher. So it's a good time to go to the Flower City Tattoo Convention and promote the Flower City Butcher horror film. There you go.
I like the colors that are on those t-shirts that they have. Can you put that up one more time?
Which one? The Final Girl? Or they have oh yeah, the colors, yes. They're very vibrant with the paint.
Yeah. Love it.
There, I guess that's the shirt. There you go. That's the print there, I'm guessing. And that's her smaller. They're going to have different types of merchandise, all sorts of things. This is just the beginning.
I think I have 3 of them have you ever seen Grotesque 1, 2, or 3?
I did not, but I see you're part of that. And what did you do in Grotesque? I saw it said just said you were on IMDb for Grotesque 2.
Yes.
Are you part of all 3 of them or just
no?
2?
Just the second one, because I didn't know them during the first one, and then I happened to meet them, and I was a bowler in one of the scenes, and then I got to stay behind the scenes and actually help out there and learn producing, directing, and I tell you that it was such a great learning experience to be behind the scenes and watching it. And then also too, I took a couple friends and they were in it. Because they needed a lot of people. So it was quite interesting to be able to be part of that and be behind the scenes instead of in front.
Right. And where were they filming that though?
In Edmonton.
Okay. So where
In
you
a
are now out there.
really old bowling alley that it even had like where you put your smokes and everything. And all the tops were all like old wood. So it really,
So it's like super authentic.
yes. And it added to like the whole vibe of it all.
Which you didn't have to prop it up. Like you didn't, and they didn't have to buy a whole bunch of stuff. You just show up. That's where old towns are really good to go to because they have those places because they don't really have the money to update and they have their people that go. So why change something that like why if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah. And it's so it adds character, put it that way, right?
Oh heck yeah, that's amazing. So that was in the number 2. You were at that place.
Yes, but I love that movie. I think it's on Tubi.
Oh, sweet.
It's it's a female killer, so I really like that because there's not. I was saying to Anthony that there wasn't too many female killers out there, but it's kind of like a comedy / thriller movie. So I really love it.
I'll have to check that out. So is it one of those movies that you have to watch 1 to understand what's happening in 2 and then 3?
No, but I think it's good that you do because it just adds to the humor.
Well, yeah, because you won't get the certain inside jokes that you'll get if you watch the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get you there.
And those old places too, not just add to the character. I think sometimes they tell a story within itself. Because even when I go to the bathroom in a lot of older places like that, I'm like, it's spooky.
Yes. Especially with those old bathroom stalls with all the writing all over them. The phone number, all the phone numbers. I wonder how many people phone those phone numbers.
Yeah.
Call the phone number, see if it still works. Here in the bathroom, you're like, hey, let's call them. Let's start prank calling. Hey, that'd be a funny show. Is let's go to one of those old places that have all the phone numbers on the wall and start calling them and see which phone numbers actually still exist.
Well, and if the person's still there, because sometimes it'll say for a good time, call Steph.
Yeah. And they know their phone numbers on that wall. They know that because one of the guys already told them their phone numbers on the bathroom wall. Because
that would actually be pretty cool.
I think we should do that. I'm gonna start looking around. I don't go out much. I'm gonna start looking around. Where do we find an old timey place that we can go find the phone numbers? Start calling phone numbers on the wall because they'll all be local phone numbers. It's not like they're long distance.
True.
But in a way.
Now with long distance on your phone anyway, it doesn't cost anything because you usually have a plan, right?
Unless it's like cross border. And I live on a border town. So you imagine I'm going to be calling the States. Hey, what's up? I was told to call for a good time.
Yeah. And then you
call for a good time.
And you're on the other side and you're like, just a sec, Shelly. I need to call this one and it will be free. So then you just hop over and get on that one, right?
I got it. I'm gonna make it. Oh no, we lost her. We're gonna go. Oh well. So anyway, so when she comes back, we're gonna talk about. Don't forget, we have another movie coming out. It's called Killer Pizza. And can we have the Killer Pizza? Come up.
I'm up.
Yay!
I just thought I would surprise everybody again. Here I am.
How's that? It's like, it's funny because when you first dropped it, you actually scared me. It's like a real horror show because you really don't know when anything's going to happen. Because like you all of a sudden, I actually went, when your phone dropped, did that. In my very first episode, I was leaning forward like this, talking to Lance, and Anthony did one of those pop-ups. And I didn't know, and it scared the shit out of me. Like, as I was leaning forward, and I've got this pop up in my face. And I was like, "Whoa, what was that?" And it was like,
"Oh my!"
Like, so, whoa, what's up here, people? I want to go back to where you grew up, because actually, you grew up not very far from me. We're from the same area.
Really?
Yes, I am from the home of Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh.
And what got you back there? What, like growing up, why did you start acting, or when did you decide acting or directing? Well, directing, you said already, was the grotesque part of doing that. When was the actual, like, getting into it at all?
With grotesque, though, I was just behind the scenes watching Brandon, and he's amazing.
Okay.
Just learning. Actually, let's talk about where I grew up in Guelph.
Yeah.
They have an old 18th century psychiatric facility. Lucille Ball, Elvis Presley stayed there, and you can see where people came in on horse and buggy.
Is it okay? Is it closed now and they do like
Nope. It's open.
Like functioning open?
Yeah, functioning opening. Yeah. It's I think it has even, let's say, an eating disorder part, and if you're from Guelph you get in first, but you can imagine the list of people that are on there, and it reminds me of Girl Interrupted. Did you ever see that movie?
Yes.
And they had the bowling alley downstairs.
I don't remember the bits and pieces, but I remember the movie because she was in the mental institution.
Yeah, and they went
and
down
that
to
was
the basement.
those are good movies to do because those are so like, it's a horror thriller. And was that psych what is it called, a psychiatric thriller or something like that?
Yeah,
they call them psychological thriller. That's what they call those. Are really cool. But what do you mean, did they have a bowling alley in the basement in the Girl Interrupted? I don't remember that. And I have to watch it again.
They snuck down and they were all playing. They were bowling, and I found one at the psych ward. same thing in the basement. How bizarre is that?
That's maybe they filmed it there.
Well, here's the thing: the house that Lucille Ball and Elvis Presley stayed in the back, everybody, including the people that still work there, say it is haunted. So, of course, my mom's friend, you always have that one friend that says, yeah, baloney, like, give me a break. Well, she lasted 2 whole days because both times the first time when she was cleaning, I'm trying to think.
Oh, you got a University of Guelph shirt on. Look at that. Shout out to University of Guelph. That's awesome.
The shower went on, and so of course she just took that as, you know what, crap
by itself. Right? Just
happens. And then the second time when it happened, she was out of there. And so a lot of people will not go.
It was a shower both times?
Yes. That's what creeped her out. She'll tell you even today. Nope. And she retired from there, but she would never go in there again. So So that'd be really cool. And then when you walk down the halls, you can see the old pictures. And like the old pictures look kind of creepy. The kids look like they're totally possessed.
Well, because they like stand there like this, like.
Yeah, but they do. They look like their eyes, and they're so white. And I guess it's the photographer, but it's also too how they dressed them back then. I was like, ooh, like it just creeps me right out.
And they're black and white, aren't they? Or like.
Yes.
Or that, like, what's that? Zephia or black and white color pictures. They're that weird kind of like vampire type pictures that you would expect in like Addams Family house.
Vampire.
Like white is white.
I wouldn't want to meet those kids during the day, let alone at night. So,
well, they're haunting those hallways. You know that, right? Those people.
I would totally believe it. We're talking like 1800s. So you imagine all the people that have been through there. And it beat out the Betty Ford Clinic at one point because it's pretty big.
It was the Betty Ford Clinic?
No, it beat out the Betty Ford Clinic.
Oh, okay.
Put them in order, and they said that was above the Betty Ford Clinic at one point.
So Lucille Ball and Elvis Presley stayed in that house. Why were they here? Why were they in the Guelph institution? Like, what were they there?
Probably for? Mental health. Having mental
health.
Well,
she had a lot of eating disorders because of the industry, which is another. That's another question. The industry's so odd. When you listen to Judy Garland's story and those stories back then, when they bound them and you can eat 2 crackers and you can have 2 sips of juice and that's all you're allowed. and they used to body shame them and do so many bad things. And they would even say like, oh, you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not X, Y, or Z. But when you watch all the everything, movies, TV, nobody's any of these things that they're expecting. But it's so weird when you go to these agencies or casting directors or whatever, and those are the things they're expecting, this perfect whatever's in their head that's perfect, when there's no such thing.
Yeah.
When in reality, those perfect people don't even make the good movies. It's those odd looking people. That's where the movies come from.
Yeah.
Let's get real.
Guelph is known for we have a lot of older houses, so they use them. So who would it be? A lot of horror get done there. So one, who was there last? Adam Sandler was there like a year ago, and then they did Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then they did Stephen King's, one of his. So they rented the house, and those houses are so big that they've now changed them into apartments because nobody could afford to live in a house that big, even though, again, it's the horse and carriage, would go in there. So, but with Lucille Ball and Elvis Presley, they stayed in the back house, which is like a really, really big house. And the psychiatric part is closer to the front. So, but during the COVID, just before COVID hit, I had already hurt myself, so I couldn't play sports, and sports was my life. And I'm not a knitting type person. I'm not a person who can do all those little girly things like, nails and all this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I can't do nails. I have no nails.
No.
This is for the show, and since my son and I have been going to Comic-Con for the last 7 years, I've made it. We have a whole bunch of stuff, and I figured why not make it interesting and fun and be do cosplay while I interview my guests, and actually get use out of the stuff instead of it sitting in a closet, right? Wear it once and then what? Let's get out there and use it. Let's be fun. Plus, maybe people will tune in just to say, what the frig is she wearing this week?
Well, that's why I said I really liked what you have on, because I think that it just adds to like the whole Dracula thing going on there.
Yeah, you got it. I was a vampire. I have the teeth up there, but I didn't feel like bothering with the whole teeth. Like I was going to snarl my teeth at you or something.
You had like...
They have these little clips you can put on your lips that are you can get them in silver, gold, any color, and they go right here. And they look really cool. I thought about buying them. They're like $2 from Temu.
And what happens?
They're little piercing clips that go right here. And then it's just your vampire teeth sticking out.
Oh.
Right here. And you can put them wherever you want. They're just little vampire teeth, and they're metal. Little clips. They're just little hooks that go in your mouth.
You need to buy those and then show them online.
Yeah. I should have put them in my Temu order. I'll have to do that the next time. I was looking at them too. I don't know why I didn't. They were like $2. We're talking, and you're Canadian, so she gets like $2 Canadian, not American. You guys, it was like 50 cents.
10 cents probably, because I just ordered some markers.
So, did you work in that hospital?
No, but my mom's friends, my sister-in-law, she still works there. She's worked there since the day she's finished high school, so that's like 40 some odd years.
Does she do the same as you? Did she go to school for the same thing? Oh, okay.
No. My brother worked there, but the thing is that when they give out all the food, if all the food that's not been used goes in the garbage, you're not allowed to eat it. Of course, my brother sees this wonderful muffin calling his name, and so he ate it, and then he came in and said, "You're out of here."
What?
Yeah, they can't eat any of the food, even if it's not been touched. They have to throw it out. Which would but what's the odds of that, of licking something and somebody walking in?
Right. But can the people that like live there, like that are staying, they can eat as much as they want? Oh yeah. That's crazy that they would rather you throw that. Well, that they have to throw it. But But they're kind of covering their butts for lawsuits, right? Because
But I think that's outside people, though, right? Like if you were out of there. But I mean, if you're eating it when everybody else is, if nobody else is sick there and you're actually serving it, I mean, anyway.
yeah, politics.
So, so I came out to Alberta for my then partner, and then when COVID hit, I seen online somebody saying we need some actors online and some singers, and I thought, you know what, how hard could it be? So during a break at work, which was like 5 minutes, I went into another room, I did what I was supposed to do, and I put it on there, and of course I laughed and said, oh, nobody's going to even take a look at that. And like 3 minutes later, I hadn't even got back to my desk, and it's like, you've been approved, you are on board. And I'm like, sweet. Yeah, so that's how I got started. And then I did another probably 3 or 4 online and in singing. And then I won some award to do with supporting actress in the States. And then I decided to do theater. I'd never done theater, and I was one of the main characters. So I wouldn't know, like, how would I react in front of like hundreds of people, thousands of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just came naturally. Like it was like I was the person that I was playing, so it didn't really matter. But my last one that I did, you're gonna laugh at this. They needed a guy to play, and they didn't have anybody, so I was a guy, on like the guy, and so they dressed me all up. But during that time, the guy had to come out in 4 different outfits, and in the last outfit, it was a woman. So here I am, a woman dressed as a man, playing a man, and then having to dress as a woman because the man was playing the woman.
Oh my God. So did you have facial hair? And do you have a picture?
Yeah, I do. But it's the makeup artist that I had, Cindy. She did it up so well that when we stood at the front and people were coming up and shaking our hands, that there was a bunch of elderly women that said, "Are you? That's a guy. Are you a guy?" And the other guy said, "Here, come up and see her." And then they were doing this, and they're like, "Oh, that isn't real."
So yeah,
So
you had a full beard. Was it a full beard?
No, she actually just put makeup on, but it looked real.
Oh, like, but it wasn't the crepe. Was it the crepe wool hair? Was it that hair, the yarn that turns in?
Yeah, no, it was all makeup. She just used makeup and made it all stubby.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
So
She does what my son does. He does it they just do it with eyeshadow. And you just stipple it. There's a stipple sponge, and it's a sponge, and you get it wet, and you just put it in the eyeshadow, and you dab it. That's it. And
really?
You just keep going. Yeah.
Nice.
My son's been doing special effects makeup for like the last 10 years. He's 20. He started when he was like 8 years old. He come up and asked me if he could have makeup, and I was looking. I'm going, what do you mean makeup? And he's like, the stuff you put. The stuff you have, I just not going to take yours. And I was like, what for? And then he said for special effects makeup. And then that's how we got into all this. And then we started doing conventions in 2018. And
the rest is history.
Well, yeah. And then I went I didn't go dressed up, and I went as myself to it was a horror convention. The next convention I went to, I met Amanda Bierce, and that's Marcy Darcy from Married with Children.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me why I wasn't wearing a costume, and I looked at her and I said, because I don't want to be the weird old mom that's wearing a costume. And she goes like this. She goes, come here. And she goes, what? She goes, you're the weird old mom not wearing a costume. So look around. So then 2 days later, I had my Tinkerbell costume that I had from when my kid was a baby, but my son was only 12 at the time. So I wore that, and she's like, now that's how I want to see it. I better see you like this from now on. And then now here we are. That's where I got started. So
nice.
Do you use your like education or experiences to like for your characters, like for you to like channel through? Like you think of like how I could be that person?
Yes. I actually just auditioned for a part of the madame in a house of prostitutes.
Oh.
So that just came naturally because I dealt with so many kids who were prostitutes, and we had bulletproof windows at the place where we had these young kids because the pimps would rather shoot them or kill them than them testify, right?
Yeah.
So I did it, and I actually got an email back that said they went with something else, but they didn't tell you how to be or what your personality should be like. But they asked me that they only have a couple people for background. That's it. And they asked me to either be the teacher or the police officer. But
Ooh.
the really cool thing is I got two amazing emails saying about how wonderful, they just loved it. It was amazing, the talent and da 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 da. So that was really nice that they took the time to write like a whole paragraph each time and saying that they definitely want to keep me in mind for other parts as well. So that's pretty awesome.
When you said that role, who came to my head as the character, but not so elaborate, was Carol Burnett, Miss Hannigan.
Oh, I'm actually on one of my reels. I'm playing her, and I am at the part where she's freaking out and she's just
clean up this mess.
Or it's not my fault. Look at her.
That's hilarious. Of course, isn't that weird? I picked Miss Hannigan, but you know what I mean? If you're going to be the prostitute mom, it's like the Miss Hannigan. She's sloppy, messy. She's out in the back smoking a joint, and then comes in and tells all the prostitutes, like, get your shit cleaned up. I don't need this crap.
And I actually interviewed for that same director and signed my first talent agreement with them, and it went down to 5 of us worldwide, and I wasn't picked. But you know what? The thing is, and they do a lot of stuff on prostitutes and things that have happened in the past that are true stories. I think sometimes too, we always have to remember is that the portrayal of a prostitute is like 6 foot with all legs, right? And that's not me. I'm only 5'2", so I know that what they're looking for in regards to height and da 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 da. So sometimes that doesn't help me out when I'm so short.
Wait, you want to be a prostitute in the movie?
I'd do any of that, or even the madame. Usually they're tall, very thin legs, and that's what they portray on TV, but they aren't in real life.
No, that's what I thought you meant, the madame, not the actual prostitutes. Like the madame. Yeah.
But if you take a look at a lot of the stuff, it's always the lady's blonde and she's screaming and she's stupid and whatnot, right?
They've kind of typecasted it. They've typecasted it in every movie in a certain look, right?
Yeah.
I wish I remembered that movie. There was a movie that ended up getting all those awards, and it was like a name, and it was about the same idea, but where it was the strippers, where the actual whole crew went down to wherever it was, like down in the when I find it, I'll message you and tell you what it's called. It's a really good one. I only watch it because I watched that whatever it is, the Grammys. I don't even remember the name of the movie. The awards that they get, Academy Award. They got a whole bunch of Academy Awards, and it was about the strippers and how their lives were. And these actresses literally got all their information from the people that were there, the cast, the crew. They went and lived there for 3 months in the area where it happened, and like studied off of them.
Yeah. And I've been in a lot of psych wards with clients, and I've worked at one of a kind group home in the world with the lowest functioning. So
wow. What's that like? Like, what do you mean by lowest functioning? And what do they,
in other words,
mean?
If they didn't have this place, which of course was an 18th century farmhouse, if they didn't have this place to take them in, they would have been in the hospital in the corner in the psych unit for the rest of their lives on lots of medication because they were so mentally ill. So what we did is we took them out, brought them to the farm, and had them do animal therapy to get them out to see the
And
animals.
that was how long ago? That was many years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1991 to 1993, and then I decided to go to university after college. So, but I worked in group homes, like not even group homes; they'd be called semi-custody and closed custody. So those kids that have been already charged young, or those that have to stay, but if they leave, you had to run after them.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's the group homes. I know exactly what you're talking about. And they have some with the semi means they can leave, and the full means
Well, the
that they
semi one
can't.
means that none of the doors upstairs are locked. So if they run, you run after them.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Did you get hurt a lot at these places?
Hey?
Have you been hurt a lot at these places by these people?
No. I think it was my first day that I started when I got smacked upside the head from a client outside, because I knew she was trying to take off and she was setting something up with somebody across the street. So then they took her down to the timeout room, and they're padded rooms, but you need to call the ministry if you're going to lock it. Well, by the time you lock it, if they're that out of control, you'd be dead. So you may as well just let them leave.
Well, yeah, right. That's the way it is nowadays with the whole theft in the stores nowadays. They just let them take it. They literally just do this, hands up, and let them walk out with bags of groceries.
Yeah.
Food. They don't even care what they take. They say it's not worth their life because you don't know what that person will do to you because you went after them.
Yeah. Well, I did have one incident when this young lady they brought in, and there was 4 cops that brought her in. So I don't know what they thought we were going to do with her.
Thank you.
She was like 5'8", and she smelled like a barn. She didn't even have shoes or socks on when they brought her in, and she broke one of the police officers' nose and the other one's arm.
Oh my God.
So we took her upstairs, and we could tell she was looking for a way out. And then she went in the bathroom, and we said, if you don't come out, we're going to take the door off. So then we decided to put her in the padded room. So we put her in there, and she was behind the door, and I was standing at the door. And my supervisor was making the bed, and she got up that quick, came around, looked me in the face, and said, I've been in the system since I was 5. I don't know you, and I don't want to hurt you, but I will kill you if you don't let me go. And I said, I can't do that. So by the time I finished, she ended up leaving. But guess what? She didn't run. She walked. She walked out that door because she was so mentally gone that it didn't matter. She was just like, whatever, and just walked, because most kids would run so they wouldn't get caught. But she was ready to fight. So
it's sad, right? It's so sad.
Yeah, especially when the kids are going through so much, because you have to take a look at it. Like when we watch these horror movies and you think the psychological effect on people, and you're watching and go, really, they fell? Really, they couldn't get the key in the door? Have you ever, this is the question I'm going to ask you, have you ever been in a situation where you're freaked out to the point of like terror that you've fallen or couldn't get the key in the door?
Not even when there was anything scary happening. Have you ever hurt yourself or anything happen where something happened where you have to do something else? You can't. Like you're not even there. It's like a separation that you don't even realize until it happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody always says things like that. Oh, I understand, or I get it. I know exactly what you're going through, or I know blah, blah, blah. And that also, I think that harms the people's mental health too, because a lot of the people that deal with mental health, the people that go like talk to them, say those things randomly to them. And then they're like, wait a minute, like, what do you mean? How do you know when you're supposed to be helping me? You say, oh, I know what you mean. What?
Yeah. Or I know.
Like, how do you deal with de-escalation? Because that's one of your crafts is de-escalation. So if somebody was like doing this, freaking out, like, did you actually take the media, like not the media, was that martial arts class where if somebody goes like this, that you know how to do that?
Well, yes, nonviolent crisis intervention. I did that, so we could take a guy who was on the Argos football team, Toronto football team, the farm team, and he's like, "You couldn't possibly hold us do that job," and we actually did. So, but
One
you
of you or
cannot.
two?
It takes two on each side because you don't want to leave any marks. Because if you leave a mark on any of those kids, they can charge you.
Oh, especially in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Dean. The movie was Anora. Dean writes, it Sean Baker's recent Academy Award winning film, Anora. I know the lead actress and some of the other actresses studied and trained with real club dancers. Yeah, that I only watched it because I kept seeing all these awards and awards and awards. And I was like, what is that? Like, what is happening? And when you watch a movie, you kind of, even though I don't go to strip joints. I don't do any of that stuff. But watching that movie felt like I was there, like I was part of that shit, like I was right in there. You know what I mean? Those are the movies, like if you're into like true crime and into the thrillers and all that stuff, and the real movies of real life, then those are the kind of movies you want to watch. And is that what you're kind of going to be getting into when you come? I hear like you're going to come back and start filming and making films or whatever.
Yeah, I want to go back home because that's where all my family and everybody is. But I like the job I do out here. So until I retire, which is probably another 4 more years, because I want to get my full pension. And the houses there are like over $1 million just for half the house that, like, I have a full house here. But even if I cut my house in half, that's what they are there, and they're like so expensive. So
yeah, you have to still buy to come back. You don't have anything home. You don't have family home to come home to.
I do. My mom's place, but then if she dies, I'm going to buy my brother's out. So
that's a good idea.
It's like $1 million and something. So and so I did put myself out there and ask people, like, where is there any film places in Guelph? So I only had one guy answer me back, and it's like everybody else probably goes to Toronto. And
what do you mean?
So when I went home to Guelph, before I went home, I put it on the internet of like, does anybody know? Is there a film group? Is there actors other than just in the theater? Because why reinvent?
Okay.
So that's what I did out here. I'm in a group on Facebook that's just amazing, and it's always so positive. And they were on there, and I said, "Well, it's on there. You're representing 99 countries on the entertainment collaborators." And the lady who runs it actually was and is the editor, and I've seen that she's like worked with Tarantino and Well, I put up there, I talked to her, and she put it on her channel there, is like, who's in Alberta? I said, why are we reinventing the wheel? If we're here in Canada, why do we need to go to Hollywood? If we have everybody that we need right here, then let's get the director, let's get everybody together. So right now I have a non-disclosure form with about 8 or 9 people, and we've been working at over a year just on the script. Well, the script writers have, and then we've just actually read 2 more of them. And then we kind of decided to do like a horror that no one really has ever done before.
Okay.
But then it kind of changed because of how they want to see it. So you have to bend, right? And so we do have like the actors, the directors, everybody's ready to go. And then I think next year we'll start to get everybody together and start filming.
Oh,
so that'll be cool. Yeah.
So you'll be doing that in Guelph?
No, out here.
Okay, out there. But so you are looking for a crew in Guelph area. Oh,
couldn't find anybody.
I have a whole crew. I know a whole crew. A friend of mine, Daniel Torres, he just actually, his premiere, he just had it on Halloween at Chatham, Kent. You know the Chatham, Kent jail? The Chatham jail? It is filmed in the Chatham jail, and it's called Fresh Meat. He's doing a premiere in Toronto next week on the 20th.
And where's he from?
Chatham.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
it's all in the area.
But I thought there'd be like, because Guelph is so big, I thought there'd be more people that would be into that. So I was a little disappointed to see that there wasn't many people. I guess because people come from Toronto or wherever to do these things, but
Make a
who
group.
knows?
Make your own group. Make your own Facebook group and just put Guelph actors, film, model. I'm in a group called Niagara Model Photography Group, and we go out and we do free stuff, and we just hang out, and we just all get together, take photos and model and just have fun, and whatever
Nice.
we get, right? And I've gotten, that's my picture actually came from that one of the photo shoots, and that photo shoot, that picture came from the Screaming Tunnel. You know, the Screaming Tunnel, the horror, oh, it's one of the paranormal places where it's haunted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was my first time ever to the Screaming Tunnel, and we had to walk through the Screaming Tunnel to the other side, and I was so creeped out, dude.
Did you do it at night?
No, it was in the afternoon, and it was like the week before Halloween, and of course all the people kept coming through, and the actual like myth is you have to be there on Halloween at midnight, and you light a candle in the middle of the tunnel, and you will hear the girl scream. It has to be on Halloween at midnight.
And you didn't do that?
I was driving home from the Insane Clown Posse concert that my son and I go to. This is our third year we went to Hallowicked in Detroit, and it's a 4-hour drive home. So I can't. Yeah, and my kid comes first.
Yeah, they have to. So then we did have on the collaborators of entertainment people, we did have what we called the 70% challenge. And so it was like a lot of people start to do their films, but never ever follow through because they want it perfect. So they said, even if it's at 70%, just do it. So of course you had to have it only 3 minutes. You had to have the color purple in it. You had to have the number 79, those kinds of things. And so I made, I had to be the script writer and the director. Well, then I became the script writer, the director, one of the actors, and film. I was dead tired last year after doing that. And it's called Do You See What I See?
I saw that on your page. I was going to ask you, what is that?
So I didn't know. Somebody did say the other day that they did see something that was similar to mine, but I've never noticed that. Anyway, I wanted to do something real about gangs or kids or whatever, but chose to do, of course, a horror. And it's basically a teacher at school, and she sees she sees the kids in the hallway, and she takes one of those kids and thinks like she sees that person in the classroom as she's ready to go out the door, and she's like, but the kid is actually looks really horrific. And then she's like, what? So she goes out into the hall, and she can't see that person anymore, that kid. And then she walks down the hall, and she sees the kid, but the kid is normal faced, isn't scary. And so, and they take her down to the principal because she gets into a fight, but notices a lot of bruises on her. So then we click to the hospital, and I'm going in as the teacher. I'm going in to see a friend who just had a baby. And I noticed that my student is in bed with her mom sitting there watching over her. And I'm like, what the heck? And I look, and I see this ugly, horrific kid again. And I look back at the bed, and I'm like, okay, where did that thing go? So is it all in my head, or is there an evil side of this girl that's a spirit? So then the social worker comes out and says, can I help you? And so I said, oh, I'm just, here to see somebody else, but this had been my student. She says, well, I was going to talk to you anyway. We think that the mother has been abusing her.
Ooh.
And so I look back across when she's talking to me, and I can see lower in the corner that grotesque kid again. And when I look back again, there's nothing there. So I kind of move and I can see her in bed. And I said, does she have any other siblings? And she said, no, thank goodness, because we wouldn't want that to happen to any of the other kids. So then at the end, this spirit or crazy horror person actually takes the machine and unplugs it on the kid. And it's really the kid dressed up, right?
Yeah.
So then the question is there really a spirit? Is the teacher just nuts in the head? Or is it the mother that's doing, like, abusing her?
And the mother pulled the plug, possibly, right?
No,
They don't have that. Like,
the grotesque kid doing it.
but how did they explain that to the hospital that the plug got unplugged? Because a grotesque kid's not real, but
Right.
is it real?
Right. But we have the curtain, so the mother's down like this, and nobody else can see in. As I'm going by, it's about this much, and that's where I see her unplug it. So do I just have it? Is it all in my head as a teacher? The parent didn't see it. Nobody else seen it. So, right? Is it
So
scary?
they're not sure if the teacher's crazy or the other people are crazy.
If
it's real.
or if it's real, or because then it looks like that the spirit is actually hurting this child, or is it the parent? And that's how it ended, because it had to have only be 3 minutes with the credits. So I left
3
it
minutes
at that.
with the credits. Wow. The credits are like this. Oh, sorry, everybody. Pause the movie if you want to see your name. You have to
I was
pause
really
it.
lucky because people from my work are so supportive. They gave money, like, to help film it, and some of the agencies and stores gave me stuff for the kids, right? So that was really nice. But to find a place that's a school, to find a place that's a hospital, it's hard to find those two things or even be allowed in because of the legal ramifications, right?
Yeah, especially an open one. And you're filming in it. And then it's going out to the world. They don't want a lot of that out there.
I think it's really, really hard after I wrote it is to know, in my head, I already know where I want the camera to be. But to have to write it down of knowing where the camera needs to be, and then knowing,
like the words that they use, like like stage left, stage right, that kind of stuff. Yeah. I don't know that stuff either.
And I had to do it so quickly. So, there was people running late, and then the kids that I did have in the film, their grandmother got sick, and so 3 of them were in the film. They were out because they had to go to see grandma in the hospital because she was dying. So then I had to get another 3 kids, and then somebody, decided to be late because I only had 6 hours to film that, in like 3 hours one time and 3 hours another time. When somebody's late to do something, you're all left standing there, right?
Well, yeah, because you need, if they're part of the scene, you need them no matter what, you're done. Like it's that kind of gets you there. Now, what if you could be any role, which role would you be? Like, which one would you want to be? Would you want to be the killer? Do you want to be the victim? Would you want to be the final girl? Which do you think would be the best for you? Like, if you could make the film yourself, who would you be?
Like, if I could make any film?
Yeah, like, and who would you be in it? Like, if that'd be your film of you, what character are you in that film?
I like to be the villain, so like a gang member, a criminal, in jail, the bully.
The bully. And then she laughs. The bully, and she laughed. Do you see that? She laughed after she said the bully.
Or, even the killer, because I think what happens is, like, again, it's always, if you look at Jason, you look at a lot of the Freddie. It's always the man that's the killer, but the girl is the one who's just ditzy, you know. Whereas
Yeah.
if you had a woman killer, I think, and can get a lot of things done and do like psychological thrillers in the sense of like, oh, what's that? Saw. I mean, I don't like the gory part and stay out, but I like the psychological aspect of it of trying to figure out, you know, who's supposed to do what because they can survive, but they're choosing to kill each other off because they just want to save themselves. I
Hmm.
would love that to have been a woman who did that.
Now, do you like the serial? What kind of true crime is it you're interested in? Are you into which there's all different kinds of those, the true crime horror thrillers that end up they end up being movies. I think we need to go back and start looking for some true crime that hasn't been put out there where there's some females. And then
Yeah,
when you get them down, start making them.
oh, they just put one out with what's her name? Elaine. She did the she killed all those Johns that she had. You
Oh,
you never seen that?
no.
She was executed. But she was abused growing up, and especially from men, and then she was raped a number of times. So then you see people go, "Oh, she just had such a hard life," and it's because she's a woman. So if you put a kid in there, they're like, "Well, who really cares?" Because you know what? They should still have not done what they did. But a lot of people feel really bad about her. And have you seen the Ed Gain one yet?
No. I heard, I didn't realize that the Ed Gain was actually the Silence of the Lambs. Like it was based, Silence of the Lambs was based on him. And then Wild Bill's house, the house, is actually not that far from me. It's like I live in Niagara, so it's only like 3 hours or something, or 2.5 hours. It's not that far to go to. And you can actually stay overnight there. You know that?
I stayed overnight in Edmonton at a place where there was a bunch of murders, and it's really really old. And we actually stayed in the same bedroom as somebody that was killed.
Did you feel weird? Did you ever feel creeped out at any point in
No,
any certain areas? No.
no,
Are
I
you
was
into that
tired.
stuff? Are you into like the
No,
paranormal stuff?
I watch it, but I wouldn't necessarily want to do that again because it's not something that um, I just know that somebody said, "Well, we're going to do this," and I'm like, "Okay, whatever," because they decided to put it together. I would never put something like that together myself because
No.
I'm the one. Do you know in Niagara Falls where they have nightmares?
The where you like the
You
theme
can
thing.
go in and then you have to survive in there, and if you're so scared, they can take you out if you yell nightmares.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's like the wuss out doors, like you can get out somehow. Yes.
Yeah, they
My
take you
Yeah.
out. So we had like four guys when I was a teenager, and all four guys yelled nightmares. So they're like, "We're going to pay you. We're taking you there, and we're going to pay you to see if you can get through." And I said, "I'll have no problem." So it took us like 10 minutes just to get in because it was so dark. You couldn't even see your hands, and we'd scared. We get run. Anyway, they
Yeah.
actually had 3D stuff back then. So there was a bus coming at you, and you thought it was real, and you're just up against the wall like this, hoping it's not going to run you over.
Oh,
But
there
mine was
you
like,
go. There's a
but
shock. Yeah, that's
I
it.
I came
That's it.
I came out with team leader because I'd say shh shh. I need to hear like where they're coming from.
Yeah,
Shh.
because they pay actors to actually like to scare the shit out of people in there.
Yeah. And I'm like, shh, I have to hear them. And everybody's grabbing my shirt, pulling it off. And I said, I don't want to scare them.
Ah, nice.
But you know, that'd be a really good, cool place to be if you were a serial killer to work in there. Person
That
doesn't
would
come
be
up the other side and then explain that.
right. Well, because
Uh-huh.
nobody ever looks.
No. And
And
in Edmonton, they have a thing called Deadmonton. And
oh,
yeah, and it's I could tell you it's like one of the best I've ever been to. You go in there and you think, okay, this is gonna only take like 5 minutes. By the time you get through, it must be like a whole bunch of different floors you're on, but like literally you
Oh,
can't tell the difference between the person hanging upside down, that's the exorcist, whether they're alive or just
like a
a mummy.
mannequin, one of those
Mhm.
dummies thingies.
Oh yeah. As soon as you walk in, there's this big round guy and he's got the big sledgehammer and he literally pounds it down and you're like, oh my gosh. And then at the end, just before you go around the corner to get out, there's a young lady in a bathtub that's handcuffed in there and chained, and she's pleading for you to go there and help her get out. And so the lady that I was with said to her, I'd love to help you. I really would. And she's right into it. And she's like, I really would, but I'm so scared. I can't. I gotta run.
That poor woman that has to do that for the whole time that
Yeah,
they're
you
there.
guys
Can
get
you
free money
imagine?
because you know what, that we got the tickets that we got to the front of the line first, but because like literally it goes for blocks of
Oh,
people
it's
standing in
that.
line.
Is it if it's only at Halloween then, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, with nightmares, that's 24. That's 365 days a year, people.
yeah,
Like they're even open on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Like on, I think they close maybe New Year's Day, maybe not even. I think
yeah,
they're open 365 days a year. Well, it's tourist. What do you expect, you know?
yeah, for sure. I mean, and people want to do stuff, right? And people like if you go to Niagara Falls, there's so many places there that are, the wax museum, things that'll like freak you out. So they love,
There you go. Frankenstein's. Frankenstein's. There's another one.
yeah.
There's tons of places. Yeah, you know it. You should when you come down, let me know. We'll have to go.
Oh, that'd
That's
be so
hilarious.
cool. That'd be really cool.
Hmm.
But I think with filming, if I don't know how I need more background in the sense of having somebody there to help me out with the camera angles and whatnot. And then I had to get somebody who was, because I don't know how to edit. Somebody did it for me, and there was a couple mistakes, and she was busy doing her own thing, so she had to do it very quickly. Otherwise, it would have been a lot smoother, not so chunky.
Yeah, see, that's where you're gonna have to get the equipment
Hmm.
and it there's lots of and you can get into Facebook groups for that stuff too.
Yeah, I would just hire somebody for that part.
To teach you how to do it, or do
No,
you
for
want to
them
pay an
just to
editor? Just be
pay
done
it.
with it.
Yeah, pay an
Here's
editor.
what I did. Ah, that
Yeah.
that works.
And
Plus, that can go
I teach
anywhere.
everybody because I don't like like I don't mind helping other people out if they help me, but this thing of like everybody needs to just come and do it. No, I raised funds to pay them. So family, friends, my coworkers, whatnot, all put money in, and so the actors were all paid, including like the makeup artists, and even given cards for free meals.
Wow, that
Every
was nice of
coffee
you,
they
though.
wanted, yeah. Because I don't want everybody to think they got to come here and like everything has to be free that you do. Because you see that a lot where it says like, yes, you can be in this, but it has to be, you have to do it for free. So, I mean, even something from a store. And so the stores were really good. They gave me a bunch of things. So I had a big, every day that we were there, I had a big thing called the snack attack. And in it was filled like with everything you could possibly think of for the kids. And specialty stores had done up chocolates and
Wow.
strawberry chocolates and whatnot. That's pretty cool. So we won the audience award, and we won. This is awesome. But the one young lady, she won um, a kudos to acting, and she came in second, really. So out of all those people, and it was my first time doing that, and all those other people had done theirs over and done so much, she came in second. As
And
a
that's incredible, though.
Yeah,
For
and I
how
mean
many
she's
people?
young, yeah, especially when you got to look at all the other movies and see the talent that's there. And then we just got the kudos for the Women's International Film Festival. So they emailed me and said I should be
Oh,
very happy with that because most people didn't even get picked. So they sent me a really nice award. So that's nice.
so like the film was actually in the film festival? Like,
Well, that's what it says on my thing, but I'm not certain. I don't follow it. I haven't even watched half of the stuff, well, more than half, probably 90% of the stuff that I've been in, I haven't even watched.
what did you get the award for? It was the
Kudos Award for International Film Festival of like them saying that it was really well done
for the Do You See Me?
for a short film.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
So you either
that's
get
awesome.
Yeah, you either get the first or you get a kudos. So that was really nice.
Yeah, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah. And that's what they said. They said, you know how many people we turned down? And so you should be feel very lucky. You might not have got first, but to get an award like this, yes. And I said,
Yeah,
well, true.
yeah.
International women's. So I attribute that to the people that all helped and were in the movie. So
Well, yeah. Without them, you don't have it. Without there's never anything out there in the world that really is a solo thing. There's not much out there in the world. You can try and be that, I'm every woman type thing, because I am, because somebody's got to do it. But if somebody don't do it, if you don't have a crew or a team, what are you going to end up with? Not much. You're not going to get far.
But with I like doing the thriller type movies, where you have that suspense and then you don't know who really is the killer. And though I really like those ones. That's why the first Saw I really liked, because it was the only movie I never guessed who it was that the killer was.
Do you like when they glimmer at the beginning where you're like those ones where it's everybody and then it ends up being literally the person, like there's it's a TV show. I can't remember which one. Oh, it's From the Neighborhood TV show where the old man writes a novel and then the end of it, the last thing's ripped off and they all read it and they don't know who it was. And it ends up being the butler that opened the door and that's their only part in the whole entire, that's it. You see the one time they open the door and they're the killer and they end up being, that was the killer, was the butler that opened the door and that was their only scene in the movie. Like that was it.
That's bizarre.
Or do you want it to be, you want to go, oh my God, I know it's the wife or it's the girlfriend or it's that kind of.
Yeah. Like if you look at Saw, at the end there, it was the guy who was dead in the beginning, laying on the floor. Like when they're all
he was faking. Yes.
Yeah. And I didn't know that. So I really like that one. But I like the fact that they all have to work. They could have all worked together to get out. So like they had, you could break up on the ceiling were all keys. And if you broke certain ones, the key would come down and you could unlock a cylinder that you could fit in before all these, I don't know, nails shot out at you and killed you. And so they were all fighting over that. And so there was one person left who got killed. But then after they went through it, they were basically realized that they could have put the other person in there because it had the cylinder fit two people. Right? So they could have saved all of themselves. And that's how Saw is through the first one. And that's what I liked about it. They electrocuted somebody and threw her in the bathtub when they could have just done a certain way and then electrocuted the water and it would have opened up the next door. But they freaked out and were only thinking about themselves. Oh, I'm just going to push her in, the door will open.
So it's like so it's like those escape room, like it's like escape room type. Are you into escape room stuff?
Yeah, I've only went a couple times just because I'm 2.5 hours away from the city. But when I went home in the summer there, we did do did do one, but if I can't get the answer right away, because we were in jail, and I'm like, maybe if you press that over there, but nobody really wanted to listen, so we had to wait like half an hour to tell everybody, oh, that's what you said. And if we can't get through the next part, I don't even bother. I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm just bored. But get this. So we went to the one in Edmonton, and I said, of course, the same thing. Could you imagine? You can have a serial killer in here and lock you in here and da da da. Well, geez, the next week, if it wasn't on TV, where two women ran or escaped from the jail, and they were in the exact room I said that, and it's
They escaped from the jail and they went to the escape room.
The exact room I was in. Of me saying that, so you can imagine if that had been a killer.
Oh my God, that's right. That's really crazy.
I know, eh? I thought that was pretty darn cool.
So you have a lot of stories you can use for your future movies.
Yeah, it's trying to come up with stuff that people haven't done before.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the key. You have to find something that's not been done over and over and over.
Yeah, and that's
because they're getting in. Like people are saying, like they're just remaking all of the movies all over again that are gold already. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I think I watched one or two of the Scream movies, and then the rest of them were just kind of like whatever. It's the same thing over and over, right? For me, anyway.
Yeah. Well,
but I do like the true stuff and the paranormal stuff.
The true crime is really good, especially when they turn it into a movie. It's cool watching the documentaries and watching how things actually went, but then when you watch it as a movie, it's a total different view.
Yeah.
It's like you get to live what they went through in a way.
Or even like with what's his name? Paul Bernardo.
Oh.
We had to, one of the kids that I had looked after, I call them kids anyway.
Yeah.
When he had been the Scarborough rapist, that's who I think that she was raped by. So we had to take her in the cop car and go look around or whatever to see what she could remember. And then also being where Carla Mahalka was taken was just so eerie that you think,
you mean Kristen French?
Yes.
Carla Homolka was Paul Bernardo's girlfriend.
They got her at a church. And so my brother.
There was two. There's Leslie Mahaffey and Kristen French.
It was Kristen.
Kristen French was the first one.
Yeah. And where she was taken, I'm thinking, I was right there and I was like, that could have been me, kind of thing. So.
Oh, I know. I was very young at that age in the 90s, and I lived in the Niagara region when it happened.
Yeah, I was working in the Scarborough region when that happened.
Yeah, and you were young too then. That was back in 1990. 1990, people. 1990s, late 80s and early 90s.
Well, I'm glad they put that house down.
Yeah, that was something else. That whole, and I hate to say it, but that woman lives in Quebec with a different name, and she actually is allowed to go on school trips with the school with her children.
Yep, she has 3 kids, and she married the lawyer's brother, I think. And the part that bothers me the most is I put myself through school, and when she was in prison, she got it for free.
Yeah, and she's going on school outings with children.
And I don't know how I'm not in her parents' I don't know, I'm not in their heads, but when she offered up her sister and then her sister died, I don't know how as a parent you can even remotely think of just feeling for her.
There's where do you go with that? And being a mother,
or she was so scared, and then they did that what you call it,
that's something else.
They gave her a way out if she testified because they thought she was abused, but once they found those videotapes, she was laughing her head off in there.
Oh, we lost her. No. Well, we're taking a quick break here. I'm gonna actually mention we have through the horror. Oh, we're back. So funny.
Okay, what
Wait till you see your face when you get. Yeah, you got the what's up face.
What's up?
You did. You had to scream "What's up" face. That was the best. Oh my god, I'm done. That's funny. You Scare Zone, right? Tonight's episode was brought to you by the Scare Zone. As she brings you in, that's the best. You got the best Scare Zone face.
Thank you.
Actually, you guys. Actually, that's a good one. Can you guys go on our thing and put one right? Who got the best scare face and send a picture.
Yeah.
The other night we were howling at the moon, so hey, whatever.
Did you see the Northern Lights?
No, I missed it. I went on Facebook on our town page, and I see beautiful pictures, and I was like, "Oh no, I didn't know it was happening." Damn.
Somebody just sent me a message. They lost you on YouTube. I'm back.
They lost you on YouTube. She was getting killed by the serial killer. Maybe she is the killer. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
She's back and she's badder than ever.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Okay, you know what? I love Jaws.
Oh, do you?
Jaws.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, I love Jaws. And everybody wants to say it's not a horror movie, but it is. It's one of the most horrific things you could ever go into. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a psychological thriller that will get in your head to the point where you don't go in the water, and it don't even matter if it's a lake. Like it don't even make sense.
Or a pool.
Pardon me?
Or a pool.
Right? You're like, I'll just go in the pool.
I'm like, look for the shark in the pool.
Yeah, I'll stay in the shallow end of the pool, all right? I'm not, you know what? Actually, my cousin used to scare me with the creepy crawly in the deep end of the pool. The creepy crawly is going to get you. See, there's a horror you can make. The creepy crawly in the pool's going to get you.
Hey, I've seen actually a couple of shows where the pool like kills them.
Oh yeah, like there's in those those short movie, like the TV shows like NCIS and all those shows. Well, they always have like where the drain grabs the hair.
Yeah, and that really happens in real life, you know.
I know. I had a hot tub. I owned one.
Oh,
it can happen. They're very, very, very. The jets are very, very, very powerful, and it can suck your hair right in fast. And if you're out there by yourself with your hair down underneath where the drain's in the bottom of the thing anyway. So if your head's down underneath at the bottom of, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
put your hair up for God's sakes. Everybody, we're gonna scare everybody. Don't be going in the hot tub, people. And put your hair up.
For everybody who had been on here or who's on here, I'm back, but we're going to be closing soon. But make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications.
Yes, hit the bell.
From Horror Lens with Brandy. Woohoo!
Shelly, are you going to make a Facebook? You should make a Facebook page so we can all keep in touch easier, because otherwise we have to find you on IG. She is on IG. It is Shelly Amos 10.
Woohoo!
You can find her on there. There we go.
So see the subscribe button? Click that button.
See the subscribe button down there.
Uh-huh.
Look at, she's actually hitting it. It looks like she's actually trying to hit the subscribe button with your thumb. It actually goes where the subscribe is. That's hilarious.
Well, I'd like to say thank you for having me on. I think it was amazing, and I'm sorry that I popped in and popped out. But yeah,
hey, that's what makes the show more fun and real. Who cares? We don't care.
Yeah, come back on. What's that?
I'm doing this. Well, if you didn't come in like that, actually, that was pretty funny. Wait till you go back and watch the replay. You're gonna go, what was I thinking? Oh no! Now we're losing her again.
I'm here.
Oh.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
You're this black screen. You're black screen now, you guys. Well, Shelly, I want to thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure and hilarious. And I learned a lot, actually. I can't wait to check out the Guelph place. When you come back, we'll have to get together. You got a friend down here. I'll help you on your endeavors.
Yeah, send me a message.
Yeah, I will. So that makes you a true Scream Master, because tonight you're the Scream Master, eh?
I am?
Yeah. You're the Scream Master of the night. You
you
have no screen, eh?
black
screen right now.
That are sending me messages.
We lost you. Oh, that's why. I got you. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you to the producers, Anthony and Mandy Caimano, and Forever Entertainment. Yay! Look, I say expecting. I expect you to jump back on the screen. Oh my God. And everybody, thanks for watching the crazy episode of the Horror Lens podcast, where anything is possible at any time. We don't know what can happen.
All right, Shelly. Thanks for watching, and thank you very much so much. Mwah.
Mwah. Mwah, everybody. Thank you. And don't forget, like and share. You'll find us on Facebook and right here on YouTube.
Yes.
Everybody have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you for watching, everybody. Subscribe.
Subscribe and save.